I charged my brother rent after he moved in during his divorce and treated my house like a hotel for 8 months. My brother Derek called me on a Tuesday night in March, and I could tell by his voice before he even finished the sentence. Him and his wife Cassie had been rocky for a while. I already knew that. He asked if he could crash with me while things got sorted out. Maybe a few weeks, he said. Maybe a month. I said of course. I have a 3-bedroom house. I bought it 2 years earlier and I've been living alone, which I genuinely like. It's quiet. I have a system. My stuff stays where I put it. The dishes get done. The fridge is mine. But Derek's my brother and he was in a bad spot, so I set up the guest room and told him to make himself at home. First 2 weeks were fine. He was clearly shaken. He'd come home from work, eat whatever I had, watch TV, go to bed, almost too quiet. I figured he just needed time. Then it started shifting. Week 3, he started having guys from work over. Not asking, just texting me at like 4 p.m. saying, hey, mind if some guys come by? They'd drink in my living room until 1 in the morning on a Wednesday. I had to be up at 6. I mentioned it once. I said, hey man, can you give me more heads up when you're having people over? He said, dude, it's not a big deal. They just came over for a beer. And I let it go. The kitchen thing started around month 2. I do my grocery shopping on Sundays and I'm organized about it. Came home one Monday and the meal prep I'd done was basically gone. I asked Derek about it. He said he got home late and was starving and figured I wouldn't mind. I said, hey, can you at least let me know so I can plan around it? He said, it's just food, man. By month 3, Cassie had officially filed. Derek stopped doing much of anything. I get it, divorce is brutal, but the bathroom started getting bad. Towels on the floor, toothpaste all over the sink. I cleaned it twice. Third time I left it and it sat there for 9 days. My girlfriend Sarah had started coming over less. I noticed but didn't say anything for a while. Eventually I asked her about it. She was being diplomatic, but basically she said it didn't really feel like my house anymore. That landed harder than I expected. Month 4, Derek picked up work from home 2 days a week. So I'd come home and he'd be on my couch with his laptop and his shoes off and his stuff spread across my coffee table. One afternoon I got home and there was a woman I'd never met making pasta in my kitchen. Derek introduced her as someone from the bar. She seemed fine, but nobody asked me. I finally sat down and did the actual math. Derek made decent money. He was paying nothing to live here. No rent, no utilities, no groceries. My electric bill was up $60 a month. I'd probably spent $300 on food he'd eaten. And I thought about when he'd actually moved in. 8 months. I thought about it for 2 weeks before saying anything. I came up with a number that felt genuinely fair, way below what a room goes for in our city. Caught him on a Sunday morning when he seemed in a decent mood and told him I needed to talk about the living situation. I said I needed him to start contributing $600 a month. He looked at me like I'd switched languages. You're charging me rent. I think that's pretty reasonable given the situation. He put his coffee down. I'm your brother. I'm going through a divorce. I know, and I've been happy to help, but it's been 8 months. You haven't said anything about a timeline, and I'm covering everything. I can't believe this. Like I'd done something to him. $600, Derek. That's not even close to what a room in this city costs. He stood up. So that's what our relationship is. You're my landlord now. I'm your brother who's had you living here for free for 8 months, and I'm asking you to chip in. He went to his room. Didn't come out until that evening. Then he texted me instead of walking 12 feet to say he'd been planning to move out soon anyway, and that I'd made it clear where we stood. He was gone 2 weeks later. Carried his stuff to his car in a few trips. I told him at the door I hoped things got easier. He nodded without looking at me and left. My mom called the next day. I don't know exactly what he told her, but she was upset. She said, he's going through something. Why would you do this to him right now? I told her I'd been covering everything for 8 months and $600 was below market. She said, he's your family. I said, I know. I let him live here.